The Law of Attraction Explained. The law of attraction is the magnetic power of thoughts that draws you to what you think about. All thoughts turn into things eventually. If you focus on negative doom and gloom, you will remain under that cloud. If you focus on positive thoughts and have goals that you aim to achieve, you will find a way to achieve them with massive action. What I found in my research is that when people of today heard of the law of attraction, either on Oprah or through the popularity of a book called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, which was converted into a movie of the same name, many people immediately wrote it off as a bunch of hooey. Most of the stories in the book or movie are anecdotal at best, and the book doesn't do the law of attraction the justice it deserves. It mostly focused on positive outcomes people got from utilizing the law of attraction and portrayed it as if all they had to do was have good thoughts and then good things would magically show up in their lives. That's actually only a very small part of it. So this is also not a new concept. Throughout the ages, it has been praised all throughout cultural and religious texts. It was thought to have been taught to man by the immortal Buddha. It is believed that he wanted it to be known that what you have become is what you have thought. There has also been the spread of the concept to Western culture with the term karma, that what you give out to the world, be it anger or happiness, hate or love, is ultimately what can return to your own life in the end. Proverbs 23 verse 7 reads, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Proof of praise for the law of attraction can be uncovered throughout the ages, all recorded and taught in different ways, but still for humanity to find. Many great women and men who have left their mark on this world have shown the law of attraction to be one of the greatest powers on earth, with many well-loved poets, artists, scientists, and great thinkers such as Shakespeare, Blake, Emerson, Newton, and Beethoven, all conveying this message through their many works. Now, here's how thoughts become things. The purpose of this section is to fill in the gaps of explanation where The Secret leaves out. No wonder so many people are confused. There are too many pieces of the puzzle missing. So here are a few ideas as to why you may not be getting the results or outcomes you want, or think the law of attraction is a bunch of hooey. So first of all, remember that the universe is always expanding. When you hear that the universe is attracting to you what you are thinking about, that's true because the universe is always expanding. When you start to think about things that you don't want, the universe thinks that's what you want because that's what you're thinking about. The universe can't distinguish between positive and negative, and it cannot distinguish whether the thing you're focused upon is what you want or not. It just gives you more of what you're thinking about. It's expanding, not contracting. The key here is to focus only on what you want rather than what you don't want. It may be counterintuitive because experiencing or thinking about what we don't want actually helps us to determine what it is we do want. But focusing on what we do want is the key to attraction. So here's an example of how that would apply to life. If I tell my spouse, don't forget to pick up the dry cleaning on your way home, my spouse is actually more likely to forget because he's responding to the stated action forgetting, not the negative don't. But if I tell my spouse to remember to pick up the dry cleaning on your way home, my spouse is more likely to remember because that is the stated action that I wanted him to do. This is also the reason positive reinforcement is much more effective in establishing new behaviors and behavior change. Visualization. If you take a look around, you will see nothing human-made that did not first exist as an image in someone's mind. It is impossible to create something that cannot be first imagined. When most people do visualizations of something they want to do or experience, they see themselves as if they're watching a movie of them having the experience from the outside. And this is so ineffective. You might as well be picturing someone else living your dream. So the correct way to visualize the experience as though you're seeing it through your own eyes from the first person perspective. So for example, if you're wanting to eat a piece of chocolate cake, close your eyes for a few minutes and really spend time imagining the details, the creamy frosting, the sensation of the moist, warm cake in your mouth, savoring the image until your mouth actually starts to water. Your drive to achieve obtaining and eating the piece of chocolate cake would increase dramatically. At this point, your brain's natural problem-solving process will go to work helping you to develop a plan to obtain the thing that you want, that piece of chocolate cake. You might start to think about stopping at your favorite bakery on the way home from work. The best way to create detail and enhance the quality of your simulation is to picture and describe it using all of your senses. Keep adding in more detail until the process starts to feel as real as if you were actually experiencing it. Specificity. The universe can't give you exactly what you want unless you are specific. Saying, "I want to be more healthy," is a lot like sending the universe the letters of the alphabet and asking the universe to interpret what it is you want for you. You have got to get a clear picture in your mind about how it is you define health and what it looks like, not what it doesn't look like. If you define healthy in your mind as being able to move freely whenever you want, all of your bodily systems working together harmoniously, you're getting 8 continuous hours of sleep every night, you're breathing fresh air more frequently, and you're eating foods that provide nourishment for your body, that is a more clear picture of what it means to be healthy. Emotional alignment. Emotion is a type of sensory-based representation in the brain. Because we know from the world of cognitive therapy that emotion is preceded by thought, when you feel something deeply, you have achieved a level of belief associated with it. You generally don't feel very upset by something you know is absolutely unreal or true. And that's why we can watch upsetting fictional events on TV and in film and not be overly traumatized. However, the more real or true you believe something to be, the more emotional impact it has on you. So to really enhance a visualization, you want to create as much detail around it as you can so that you can begin to feel the experience as if it were real. So in order to start attracting things that you want, you have to truly feel the emotions that you would feel as if it were real. Once you have begun to feel it, you have crossed the threshold that leads to action. One strategy that increases emotional intensity of a visualization is to listen to music that matches the emotional intensity that you're seeking as you're visualizing your simulated future experience. Exposure. Since what you produce in your mind can only come from what is stored there, it can be quite difficult to imagine something that has not already happened to you. It would be much more difficult to create a visual simulation of living on Mars than it would be to visualize yourself standing in your living room. Sometimes, to create a more detailed and realistic visualization in your mind, you have to expose yourself to more detail in the outside world. So for example, if you really dream of doing something you haven't tried before, like maybe scuba diving, you may have a difficult time visualizing a detailed experience because you don't have much to draw on. You will need to expose yourself to the experience of scuba diving. You may need to read books, watch videos, visit a scuba diving school, or talk to other people who have scuba diving experience. Anything that increases your knowledge and experience of what an experience would be like would help you to have more data to draw upon when you're creating your own visualization. Belief. One of the strongest factors in the law of attraction is belief. And we don't even need to believe in the law of attraction for it to work. If you don't believe in yourself or the possibility that something you want can happen, you are less likely to respond to an inspired thought or an outside opportunity presented to you that will make things happen the way you want them to if you follow through. Beliefs are nothing more than thoughts that we keep thinking over and over again. Many of us have beliefs programmed into us at a very young age, a lot of times without our knowledge or consent. Many of these beliefs have to do with what's possible, either out in the world or within ourselves. Many of our own negative beliefs are only confirmed by our experiences. We believe deep down that it must be true, so we're not surprised when it happens. The same can and should be said for positive beliefs. Vibrational alignment. Now here is the caveat to belief. You want what you want because you believe that in the having of that thing or that experience in your life will bring you happiness, which is a high vibrational state. If you can generate the emotion you want to have without actually having the thing you want, you will still get it. So what happens to a lot of people where they get stuck, and this is where belief helps, is they look at their situation and say, oh no, it's not going to work. I can't get X, and I'm going to be in this horrible situation forever. And they use that as an excuse to feel bad about not getting what they want. It backfires because they look at what they want, they really need it, but they don't really believe it can happen, and that disbelief causes them to feel bad. It's not the disbelief that holds the desire away from them. It's the feeling bad, which is a lower vibrational state. In order for you to get what you want, your vibrational state must be in alignment with what it is that you want. So like vibrations attract like vibrations. When your true feelings match the feelings you will have when you have the thing that you want, you will have the thing that you want.